In this episode, we're going to talk about why so many people are numbing themselves out, avoiding life because there's something that they do not want to see. So stay tuned. I'm Adam Kadu, and it's time to master the art of real heart alignment, where you live, work, and play from your personal power as energy aligns, your gifts flow, and life simply works. These life-changing conversations are designed to help you to see what you're not seeing, hear what you're not hearing, and to be who you're not being, as the world needs more heart-centered leaders now more than ever. Are you ready to say no to living a half-hearted life and say yes instead to boldly living from a place of real heart alignment? Welcome to the Adam Kadu podcast. What is up? What is up? What is up, you guys? Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Adam Kadu podcast. Now, today's episode, I'm going to slow down a little bit. I'm going to take my time with this concept so that way it lands with you, because I want you to begin to realize that there's so many instances in our daily lives to where we're checking out, we're tuning out, and we're numbing out. And when I say numbing out, one of the easiest ways people are numbing out is that dreaded cell phone. It's the gift and the curse. Technology has been such a gift for us to be able to connect with more people, as entrepreneurs, change more lives, to get information faster. There's so much goodness, but it's also become an escape mechanism. Now, I want to go back to the very start of this conversation, and there's this concept of escapism or numbing out. And in the caveman days, you guys have probably on this podcast heard me talk about cavemen and cavewomen a little bit, because I think it's fascinating just to kind of go back and to think about what they were experiencing in their lives and see why we are hardwired the way we are hardwired today. And one of the things that has served us well as human beings is to be able to direct our attention to that which is critically important to us. And when I say the word critically, I'm saying, it's for our life. It's a fight for our life. Say, for an example, we're in a fight with a tiger, right? There's always a good example that the tigers. You're in a fight with a tiger and the tiger scratches your leg. For you to be able to hold your attention on that which is important, and that's survival, and not be so caught up on that pain in your leg, that serves you greatly. So this is actually a good thing that we have this capacity to move our attention and to numb ourselves out from things. And in psychology, in neuro-linguistic programming, there's this concept that talks about everything is with a positive intent. So even if somebody does something bad in the world, usually in their mind that their intention was good. They thought that they felt called to do it, or something needed done about this or that, the other thing. So there's usually, they make the case for saying always a positive intent. So when we numb out, when we check our devices, or we mindlessly eat food, or drink alcohol, and use drugs, whatever the case may be, veg out in front of the TV, when we numb out, it's actually for a good reason. So we think there's a positive intention behind it. However, there's so much pain and suffering and frustration in life, and that's due to the fact that we're not experiencing what we're meant to experience. And so if you have constant aches and pains in your body is signaling you to slow down and pay attention. But when we're, just numbing out with pain meds, and hey, look, pain meds serve a purpose. If you break your arm, things like that, use the pain meds for sure. But for the little kinks in the neck and even the headaches, sometimes that's just masking something. It's blocking your pain receptors in order for you to navigate through life. But usually that headache's going to continue to come back until you get to the source of it. And that might be, you're dehydrated. It might be you're hyper stressed. It might be something else is going on. But when we tune out to that which we do not want to feel, that underlying cause stays persistent. And even if it comes and goes, sometimes my back feels okay, sometimes my back doesn't, we're still not tuning in to the signals, to the message that is being present and being delivered to us right in that moment. So what happens, and this is going to be a deep conversation, you guys, so I'm going to slow down and bear with me a bit, but what happens when we continue to turn a blind eye from that which needs attention? It's just kind of like the parable about when God or the universe is trying to get your attention, it throws a pebble. Like, hey, I need your attention. It doesn't get your attention, so then it throws a stone. Then it throws a bigger rock, and then a bigger rock, and then a bigger boulder until you get the message. And so when we are avoiding and not tuning into that which needs our attention, it's going to continue to grow. It's going to be perpetuated, and it's going to stay there until you take a look. And there's this concept too. There's two schools of thought, I'll say. One is the whole feel it to heal it, right? And the other one is to place your attention in this moment where it will serve you today. So it's almost kind of like this, get over it, throw some ice on it, keep moving, type of mentality. And this goes back, past generations, my dad and, his generation, it was kind of like the, no crying, no weakness, close it up, forget about it, move on type of mentality. And in doing so, when you close off, you might be closing off the experience of feeling something that was coming up for you, but it's not like it goes away. It stays and it's under the covers. And then all of a sudden, if something goes awry, that emotion will find its outlet. Maybe you get frustrated or angry, and you'll blow up. So that frustration, that hurt, that pain, that suffering that you stuffed deep down inside surfaces. So I'm starting to become hyper aware of experiencing what I'm experiencing today, right now, in this moment. And I'm checking in with my body more and more and more, because to be honest with you, I've had some aches and pains, perpetual aches and pains over the last couple of months. Just my neck a little bit, my back is just feels kind of inflamed at certain times. And I know it's due to stress and pushing and things of that nature. And I've been given, and I'll say the gift. Yes, I'm going to say this. I'm the type of person who sees the silver lining in everything. I've been given the gift, the opportunity to slow down. My wife, actually, she was heading home. We were going to a doctor's appointment to check on the little man, and she took a fall on her way home from work last week. And she ended up spraining her ankle pretty bad. And turns out she fractured her ankle, her leg. And so she's in a cast. She's not walking. She's getting around on some crutches and she's got this little cart that she wheels around. She props her leg up and is wheeling around on this little cart. And at the exact same time, the day after my wife hurt her leg, our nanny left for a 2-week vacation. And also my wife's mother, who helps out from time to time, she's busy, going through some things, going through some radiation and things like that for herself. So it's all dad. It's all dad. It's all Adam, taking the wheel, really stepping into the dad role and the husband role right now. And it's forced me to slow down. And in doing so, the moments that I get where it's just like, okay, little man's napping, or, the wifey's just kind of like sitting with him, watching the phone for a little bit or whatever, I have this urge to jump into work. But I also know there's some things in my body, there's some things in my awareness that needs attention. So instead of jumping into work, which I mean, literally, like I might be lucky to get an hour of work in a day. I'll get up early and kind of doing my things, and I'm picking at some stuff here and there, but during the day, maybe an hour. And because there's laundry and dishes and bottles and food cooking and all this stuff. I mean, I'm taking it all on. And at first I had this underlying frustration about it, because I love my work. I love helping people. I love being creative. I love being of service. And so there was this underlying frustration, and I kind of turned a blind eye to it. I wasn't aware of it, and it was just being perpetual in my life. And then I tuned my attention to it. What is the frustration? The frustration is stemming from me and my inner child wanting to do what I want to do, and feeling like this has been a burden that I have to just, take the wheel of everything. But there's been so many amazing moments between my son and I to where I would not trade this for the world. However, when I saw the frustration, when I realized the frustration, when I allowed myself to feel the frustration, like totally feel it, be present with it, pay attention to it, it dissolved. It went bye-bye. But what was happening is I was numbing out this underlying frustration, that I'll just call it this frustration. I was numbing out this experience through frustration. I was facing and placing so much attention on frustration and poor me and, darn it and all this stuff. I obviously have compassion for my wife and, just, all hands on deck, taking care of the little man. But I was frustrated about it. And that was not serving anything. That was not serving me. That was not serving my body and what's going on. That was not serving my wife. That was not serving my little man. I was trying to escape this present moment by living through frustration. And there's so many other instances. I mean, because there's the easy ones. There's the phone, right? We can numb out on the phone. You get home from work, or you get off a call and things were a little stressful, or you do a sales call and didn't go so well. Get on the phone, get on the phone, get on the phone. And I find myself throughout the day, I have a good probably guess that you guys do this as well, is just sometimes you feel called to grab the phone. You feel urged to grab the phone to numb out. And I catch myself doing that. And in those moments, I actually have trained myself to know when I just am grabbing for the phone to check out. I set a 10-minute timer on my phone. Or, basically I set a 10-minute timer for myself. It's like, look, I'm not touching my phone for 10 minutes. I'm being present. I'm sitting, I'm meditating, I'm doing what I need to do to be present. There's also food. That's been a big one for me through the years. I was even thinking back years ago, I would have a bad day every couple of weeks. It was kind of like this perpetual cycle I was having. I would just have this pity party day, and I would veg out on some food and not really want to experience what was present in my life, what was going on. And so I would just numb it out. And in the late afternoons, if I was kind of beating myself up because I didn't get a ton done today, and business isn't taking off the way it needs to, I would numb out in food. I would numb out in food. Years before that, it was alcohol. It's like even if things were going okay, sometimes I would get uncomfortable with things going well and building and the excitement of it building, that I would jump into alcohol and I would numb myself out with alcohol because I didn't want to feel the excitement because it was scary. And there's something there that I'm going to get into in just a minute. But there's so many different escapisms, so many different defense mechanisms for us to experience what's going on today. And this is all to say, there's a reason that we are avoiding looking in. And this is a beautiful, powerful, expansive conversation that I hope I do service of today, but I feel this is going to warrant a bigger conversation here. I had this conversation with a friend of mine the other day. We were just kind of talking about their business, just getting into their message and things like that. And I told them, I said, look, if you can break down why we're so afraid to see the truth in ourselves and craft a message around that, that's going to be absolutely huge. Because here's what happens. When we get into perfectionism and procrastination and we beat ourselves up and guilt, shame, and doubt and all that stuff, there's something bigger at play there. And we have this sometimes underlying inadequacy. I think it's been ingrained in us through the years, and even, dates back past generations. So it's just not all ours. But here's the thing. If we were to look inside and get really clear on who we are, we would realize something very deep, very important. That would be that we are more powerful than we ever could freaking realize. And guess what? That scares the crap out of us. Because if you fully grasp how powerful you are and you claim that for yourself, in that moment, your life changes. In that moment, you cannot unsee what you've now seen. You see the truth. And guess what happens at that moment? You must do something about it. Because if you fully see your power and how you can change the dynamic of this world and change people's lives and change your lives, when you see the truth, there's no escaping that. There's no numbing that out. And I heard somebody say the other day, and this really hit me. They said, true stress is seeing your potential, but not really doing anything about it. And so if there's things that you are using to numb out, TV, even work, you guys, even work, sometimes we're so busy because we do not want to see the truth. We do not want to see how freaking powerful we really are. But once you spend time really getting clear on that, really seeing that, then you have this responsibility. It's kind of like on Spider-Man with great power comes great responsibility. So when you fully can comprehend your personal power, it changes everything. It changes everything. And our limited thinking, our limited minds want to steer us clear from that, because that puts a lot on our plate. That puts a lot on our back. But as a warrior, as a big-hearted person, you can handle that. But there's still going to be so many obstacles, so many things that come up. And you have the opportunity to train yourself to ground yourself back in your personal power. And these are things that I talk in depth about in my heart-centered selling method and in my heart-centered selling mastery program. Because at the end of the day, you can have all the courses and the blueprints and the tactics and the strategies, and you can literally have the step-by-step of how to grow a successful business, and you'll still find a way to screw it up. Why? Because you're not rooted, you're not aware, you're not working from knowing your personal power today, right now, in this moment. And so the next time you numb out, you go for that phone and things got a little uncomfortable. The next time you numb out and you have the opportunity to not be in your power when you're, possibly getting into a tense situation with a friend, a family member, a significant others, we're around the holidays, so we're going to have some opportunities for that with those of you seeing family. You have the opportunity to stay in your power and not get numbed out in the latest fight, in the latest drama that we heard about online, in the latest newsreel. We're not going to numb out in the latest tactic, in the latest strategy, in the latest course. We're not going to numb out in education. I've done that as well. It's like I would avoid putting myself out there and seeing my truth and opening my heart through thinking that I needed another training, another program, another course. It's not about that. It's about you coming to know yourself, remembering who you are. And the tagline of this podcast is real heart alignment. And in order to be real, you must know yourself. And in order to know yourself, you must open up and communicate what is present to you. And you must tune in to what is present with you as well. So I would love to have you just take a moment, look at your world the rest of the day, maybe even tomorrow, through the lens of numbing out. Where are you numbing out? Somebody's having a conversation, you're at your in-laws or you're visiting family and you're not there. You're not present. You're not experiencing life. And I'm telling you guys, one of the secrets to life, and when you get this, you'll have so much more quality of life, is the secret lies in experiencing life. It's not in figuring it out. It's not in having it perfect. It's not in being so attached to having life the way you want it. Like I said, I was having frustration because I had some big things that the team and I were working on this week. And, I actually didn't get a podcast episode out last week. I hold myself to high standards with that. And I have committed to doing an episode each and every week, but I didn't get one out last week. It was just a little too overwhelming after my wife went down and everything that was going on. So I numbed out for a little bit, but I realized it because it's not about not numbing out. It's not about being perfect. It's not about putting pressure on yourself and beating yourself up for when you do numb out. but it's about training yourself more and more and more to experience life, to experience the frustrations the first time it comes on, to experience the doubts and the sadness and the worry and the guilt and the shame, whatever's coming up, not to stay attached to it, but to fully experience it. Because when you fully experience it, and try this on for yourself, it dissolves. No thinking required. Feel into it. Where is this at in my body? What's the shape of it? What's the color of this sensation that I'm feeling or experiencing right now? What is this trying to tell me? Right? How in depth or how deep is it in my body? Get really curious about what's going on in your body. And I'm telling you, when you really get present with that, there's this moment, and yet again, it's like a jacket. Try it on for yourself. There's this moment that sensation, that frustration, when you try to grasp it and you try to understand it, not by trying to figure it out, but just connecting with it, there is a moment where you'll no longer be able to grasp it. It will be gone. So yes, feel it to heal it, not from a place of pity party or feeling bad for yourself or why me, and not from a place of placing blame on other people, anything like that. Fully experience it in your body, in your awareness, and it will dissolve. And then guess what's left? A void, a vacuum. They say space hates a vacuum. But guess what is inside that vacuum? Pure, powerful presence. Because if we've got things going on and we're up in our head and we're having conversations with our significant other because we're mad at them, or, we don't want to go here, and we're sitting here talking to ourselves, I don't want to be here, and all this stuff, we're not experiencing life. We're just creating more to numb out about. So what if you just stop all the rackets? What if you just stop all the meaning, all the trying to figure it out, and you just become present to what you're experiencing? That's life. That's living. And guess where the life that you are striving for and the life that you want comes from? Take a guess. It comes from this moment right here, right now. So be here now, experience all of what life has to offer. And look, I'm not on my high horse preaching this. I learn this daily. I see this daily. There's opportunities at every turn of the road to either numb out more and more and more. And you guys, so many people are numbing out more and more and more. They're just disconnected. And when you're disconnected, that's when you'll start to see dis-ease. That's when you'll start to see your bodies acting up, things of that nature. Yet again, I'm speaking to myself here as well, because there's lessons for me here. And this is the whole podcast, you guys. I'm speaking things that are present to me, things that I'm learning. I'm not speaking from a place that I have it all figured out, because I don't. That's a lot to have all figured out. And I don't need to figure it out. And you guys don't either. Just be here, experience it. That's where we create. That's where we grow. That's where we expand. That's when life becomes fun. We cannot wait to have fun, to have happiness, when everything is perfect and easy. We're going to be waiting a long time. So allow yourself to experience what you want to experience now. Feel happiness now. But I'm telling you, if you're avoiding and you're trying to put happiness on top of frustration, you're not fully stepping into your happiness. So experience what you need to experience first, and then turn up the good. Turn it up in your mind, turn it up in your body, turn it up in your soul. And then do your thing. Go help people. Connect with people from this pure, powerful presence, this state, this powerful way of being. And I'm telling you, when you can work from here and begin to put yourself in instances and situations where you can impact people, life just works. Life just works. So let's go help somebody. Let's go help somebody. Let's go share a good message. Let's stand for what we want to stand for. Let's help people to see what they're not seeing, not from a place of them being wrong. Nobody hates to, or nobody likes to be wrong, but from a place of compassion, from a place of connection, from a place of rapport and trust. Yet again, what a beautiful way to also grow our businesses. Because it's no longer the people who are, just all flash and, got the cars and the books and, all the crazy stuff that are really growing their businesses. I mean, yes, they can continue to grow their business. They have momentum, but more and more people are looking for the realness. They're looking for the rawness. They're looking for authenticity. So be present. Know that you are powerful beyond your wildest imagination. And there's no amount of analytical evidence that's going to get you there. But when you know this, and you kind of just have this smirk at the universe, like, I know it. I know I'm powerful. I know I'm meant to help a lot of people. I'm meant to help the people that I'm here to help. And that's it. That's when you're in your power. That's when you're here. That's when you're creating. Because we can't out-create our past. Our past is our past. And our future is created not by our past, but by right now. So let's turn the boat around. Let's be a little easier on ourselves. Let's pay attention to all the time we spend numbing out. Even sometimes, if I'm waking up early in the mornings and my body's like, look, sleep in, please sleep in, sleep in. And I'm pushing, because I told myself, I'm waking up each and every day. I'm starting to numb out with lack of sleep. There's so many instances. So see what's present for you. All right. I trust that this message is delivered well. I'm out of the flow a little bit with business, and I haven't even caught up with my team. We've been just like using Slack. Usually we talk each and every day, so my thoughts are not flowing as well. But I will say I'm actually doing something I'm very excited about, and I'll end here. I have created a vlog. I'm starting to document certain things in my life. I'm starting to, just record more behind the scenes and sharing more messages, more heartfelt conversations in these vlogs. And so check out on not on iTunes. I was going to say on Instagram. I'll be sharing about the vlog very soon. And chances are by the time you hear this, I'm actually posting my very first vlog tomorrow, video vlog. And so look on Instagram, see if that vlog is up, click the link in the bio and we'll have my link tree and all that. See if the vlog is up. And if it is, I would love for you to watch it, and also subscribe over there as well. Leave a comment. This is something to where I realized in the last couple months that I was putting off something. I have this passion, this love for creating, for video. I've had a video camera for, basically since high school. And in the last, let's say 10 years, I haven't been doing a lot of different videos. I do videos online and just quick IG stories and things of that nature, but I was not really creating and sharing a story. And so I realized that I was waiting to do that later. And it's been a passion of mine. And I decided I'm doing it now. And my life has just kind of centered a little bit more around this vlog, because this is a constant for me now. And also something that I am very excited about. So the excitement trickles over into everything else I'm doing. So check it out. Be on YouTube. You can click the link in my Instagram bio, or we'll put the link in the show notes if you're listening on the website or whatever, but you'll be able to see the link for that. So, okay, you guys, much love to you. Thank you for spending some time with me. More to come. I've got some amazing guests that I actually had scheduled this week, but I had to completely wipe my calendar clean with the miss not being able to help out at all, and the nanny being out of town for 2 weeks. So dad mode, husband mode over here. So just doing my best to be a rock for them, and also being a rock for myself as well. So love you guys. Much, 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 much love to you. Let me know if there's anything I can do to help, and also let me know if you found anything inspiring or important or had any aha moments in this episode. So, all right, much love, you guys. Go help somebody today. Be in your center, be in your strength. Pay attention to those moments where you want to escape, because it's in those moments that's where growth is. So let's stay here, let's be here, and let's grow. All right, much love, you guys. Talk soon. Thank you for listening to another episode of the Adam Kadu podcast. If you would, take a moment to subscribe and click the bell icon so that way you get notified when future episodes air. Now, here's the thing. If you are looking for the show notes, you can find a link to those below. If you're looking for the handles of the guests that I've been interviewing, things of that nature, you'll find that here. And if there's anything else that stood out to you in the episode, or if there's anything I can do for you, please leave a comment below, or for sure message me on Instagram if you'd like, as I'm always looking to hear what's working well for you and what caught your interest about the Adam Kadu podcast. So, time to go, time to change the world, time to help more people. Are you ready? Let's go do this thing. The world needs more leaders. So thanks again for listening to the Adam Kadu podcast.